Hi darlings, thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. And today I have a Bible journaling process for you in my December daily album. And the last process video that you guys saw from me was day 5, which is over here on my right. And day 2 is also up on my channel. I wasn't sure if I was gonna film day 3 and 4. I wanted to go back to it. Day 5 is finished and also day 2 is as well. But I had a specific idea for day 3 and I didn't know if 3 and 4 was going to go back to back. So even though I had my pictures, I wanted to print them in the correct size because as you guys know, I print them at Walgreens. So I wanted to get my idea together so I can edit the pictures and have them printed in the correct size. So what I ended up doing was on day 3, which was December 3rd, and again, I do 25 stories, so specifically the picture doesn't have to match the day. But day 3 is a day that it does match the day. This was on December 3rd, and it was the first week of Advent. And so every Advent season, we do kind of an Advent study together as a family. And so these are just pictures of us on our couch. My kids, me, my husband, we're all on the couch and we are reading our Bibles and going through our Advent study together. And so I wanted, these pictures were kind of like they're, what's the word that they say it? Candid pictures. So kind of caught off guard. They're not the best. So I kind of turned them on black and white, but they're still very special to me. So I did want to have these documented. As you can see, I did have them, they were a 4x4. So at Walgreens, you have the option to print 4x4. So I had these printed on 4x4 and then I cut them down to 3.5 and 3.5 because I was thinking of I cut these down at home. I was thinking of using one of these to kind of document a quick little documentation, and I can add a picture in here and have some journaling on the back here of our little session of Bible study, doing our Advent study at home. And this would be like a cute little entry. I'm not sure if I'll do like 2 of these cards or maybe do the pictures back to back. Another idea that I saw on somebody else's page, like they were kind of flipping through their December daily, is they use a tag. And so I pulled 2 tags. We have these vellum tags that came with the kit. And also I cut this one out of this was a 10x8 paper and it came with 3 tags. And so I cut this one out just in case. I don't know if I want to use a vellum one or this one. I don't know if I'm just going to use one picture and just do my journaling on the back. It all depends on how it settles in my December daily album. So we will work through that. Also, we saw both the 1966, I believe it is, or 1966 version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And after we watched that one, which is the original version, it's only like 25 minutes. Then we saw the latest version that I think is a 2017. It's the one where the soundtrack is Tyler, the Creator, is on that soundtrack. So that was the most recent version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, because I think there's 3 versions. The original cartoon from 1966. There's one in like 2000 that was that has Jim Carrey, and then the last one that was 2017, and that one has music from Tyler, the Creator. That's how I kind of differentiate it. But we saw the original, so the oldest movie, and then we saw the newest movie. All in one night, just huddled around our couch after dinner with our Christmas tree on. And it was such a beautiful moment. So I just want to say, get in the picture and use your timer. So that's what I did. I put my phone on the kitchen counter and I put a timer on, and it takes like, it's called burst on your phone or on an iPhone. So it'll take like 10 different pictures. And then I just picked one that had great lighting and kind of lightened it a little bit. And there we go. My picture for that night night or my story for that night is taken. So this story was not actually on day 4. I think it was, this was on like December 6th, because I know it was in the middle of the week. Actually it was on the 6th, December 6th, but I am putting it in my album as story number 4. So day 3 and 4 pictures are taken out. I am going to go ahead, and I was thinking of using this journaling card that says the sights of Christmas, and do a little bit of journaling talking about how I love watching Christmas movies with my kids. But then I'm also thinking that this is a lot of space for such a simple story. I mean, it's simple, but it's meaningful. But I don't know if I need a whole journaling card to say I watched the Grinch movies with my kids. So I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward, and let's go ahead and put this together. Okay, darling. So I start off with day 3, and I did both days today, and it took me just about an hour to do both of these days. But like I said, these are fairly simple days. It was just more of the sewing and the embellishing that kind of took it a little bit longer, and of course, making decisions. So here you see that I am trying to see what's going to work, which card I want to use. There are 3 different cards, one with a left tab, a centered tab, and a right tab. I go ahead with the right tab because I thought it would make it easier for me to take it in and out. I picked the Noel card because I am documenting Advent, and I thought it was perfect with the name Noel. And then I'm going to take my 2 cards. Again, I had these printed at Walgreens in the size 4x4, which is one of their options. And then just so I can see some of that gold foil edge, I cut it down. I cut it down half an inch all the way around, I think, or a quarter. I think it was a quarter or half an inch all the way around. And I love that. So I add those. I put one picture on the front, one picture on the back of that card, and slip it in there. Because I'm going to be using this sentiments or Christmas sentiment stamp set to add to this tag. And in this tag, I'm going to actually put my journaling. So I didn't need the back of that card. So I was able to add those back to back there. So you basically see me just going through, checking which sentiment I want to actually go in this spot right here, kind of as a subtitle, and I want something that's going to fit perfectly. I pulled out some inks, and I pulled out Festive Berries, Distress Oxide, Aged Mahogany, that's more of a deeper, like a burgundy red. And I actually end up going with a Creative Retreat ink. It's called Red Bullseye, and it was the perfect red to match with this kit. I'm actually going to keep it on my desk because you guys, I love finding perfect matches. Okay, so I'm going to prep my stamp, and then I actually end up stamping over on this scrap paper a couple of times. And this is something that I do. I actually cut it out so I can place it on top of the tag. And this might sound crazy, but this helps me visualize if I actually want that there. So after I'm like, yes, it fits perfectly, I want that there, I decide, let me do my journaling first, and then I can stamp that way. Because this is a pigment ink and it's really juicy ink pad, I didn't want that to smear. So I was like, I'm going to do my journaling first, and then I will go into that. I am using a couple of pens here to do my journaling. I'm using a brush pen you'll see me do a couple of words in a quote unquote faux hand lettering, because I just know how to do cursive. So I call it my own hand lettering. And then I'm also using a 03 size for these pens. And these are from Mr. Pen, and I love these. They are very economical. You can get a pack for a great price. I'll try and link them below if I remember, so that you guys can pick those up, and you can get them on Amazon. So basically in my card, I just talk about December 3rd being the first day of Advent, how we gathered together on the couch and we did family worship. It was a special time, and I love creating these memories, and I pray that they're memories that they carry forever. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my date stamp and add my date to this little corner down here that is perfect for adding your date. And then I'm going to stamp that Emmanuel, God with Us from the Christmas Sentiments stamp set from By the Well for God. I am going to link all 3 of those stamp sets below that I shared in the beginning of the video. Okay, so here you see I kind of slide that in. I'm loving how it looks. And then I decide just to tie in a little bit of that red. That way it doesn't look just so stark. I decide to add a little bit of just a simple line stitch all the way around the tag to tie in that red. And I'm so happy I did that because now the red from the stamp doesn't look so stark. It doesn't look out of place. Adding that red thread really made it fun, and it really brought those colors together. So here you saw me, I kind of had to rethread my machine, but here I am just finishing that up. And there is, where all of the threads meet, there is some messy threads there in the back, but I decided to leave it because I love how it looks in the end. Okay, just cutting off some threads here and taking a look at my tag and slipping it in, and I absolutely love it. So this actually is perfect for you to add several tags, or you can add several photos. I just did one, and I had plenty of space to add more if I wanted to. I'm grabbing some Tim Holtz velvet trim. This is from, if not last year, the year before. I have tons of his velvet trim, and this red color matches perfectly with the thread I used on my sewing machine and also with the red from that stamping. And so I was really happy about that. Off camera later on, you'll see me, well, you won't see me, but off camera, I will actually add a tiny attacher to keep that ribbon in place. Okay, now I'm moving to adding my number, and I decided to add it right here. I think it's so cute because it's in the middle of that Noel, but I am gonna fuss with these cardstock stars because I was kind of trying to find a placing that I liked, and I like to work in 3s, so I wanted to find a way to incorporate 3 of them. So in the end, I actually decide to just add 2 around the letter O and the 3, and then I'm gonna add 1 at the top of my tag, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. Okay, putting that aside, now I'm gonna move on to day number 4. Day number 4 is super simple. I have this picture of us in the living room, but what I love is I kept flipping, as you can see here, I kept flipping day 3 over day 4 to see how it would lay. To me, it's just, I like to see pretty things when I open up my album. So I didn't want to have like a weird proportion or a weird view or perspective when I opened up my album, since they would be layering on top of the other. I cut out this embellishment thinking, okay, I may use this across the bottom, but it kind of overpowers the picture. So I wanted to find something perfect, and I find it in the little phrases on the cardstocks that came with the kit. One of them reads, the perfect day to stay in and watch Christmas movies. Perfect, because that's exactly what we're doing. And you guys, I'm so glad that I thought of these and I was able to add this to this picture because it fit perfectly in that little section right there. It was able to house my number for that day, and it had red, which matched with the day 3 that would layer over it. So you'll see me fuss with it a little bit because I want to kind of get it to lay properly or to lay straight. And so I'm gonna add another red star here, and I'll add my number, and then I'm gonna layer this on top of it again. And then I see that you can kind of see the label, so I'm gonna shift it to the side, add the number on top of my label, and another one of those red cardstock or card stars, and then a star over to the right, just to kind of draw like a little peekaboo moment there, to draw the eye. Okay, I was gonna try and figure out the back, but then I was like, nope, I'll figure that out another day. I went and typed my journaling on my typewriter, and then I didn't do this on purpose, but there was some space on the right-hand side, and I'm so sorry that I'm a little bit off camera here. But when I came back from my typewriter, I thought, oh, this is perfect to add some of these felt trees to that corner, and it kind of matches with the tree on the corner of our living room. You see me add some ruler adhesive here, but I actually, off camera, I go back and I add red line tape because I just don't trust it. But I love how this looks. Okay, so that wraps it up. Here is day 3 and day 4. I really love how they layer on top of each other. And I just really love the way that this turned out. Super simple ways to tell stories, but super meaningful. I have my story, I have my words, my photos, and I love that it all kind of coordinates together. And I love the way that these simple stories came out. So days 1 through 5 are in the books. The next couple of stories are going to be my Starbucks story, a story about me and my son and how we match for flannel day. And yeah, that is it. If you're new here, I hope you consider subscribing, hit the like button and notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And thank you so much for joining me each and every video, darlings. God bless. Bye.